All right, so this is a wrap-up video of having, and this is my first time staying in a shipping container.
Yes, my first time.
All right, so
well, we've stayed in yours, but we
true.
have. So this is not the first time.
It's not. But mine was definitely in the native. It's in the raw form. Now, one thing that's right off the reel, with the way I've done the post and the flush thing, I've got a lot more space. My full queen bed fits in my place right now with room for 2 small end tables. That's not a queen bed, I don't think. I think that's a full. It's a full, and that's it. That's all that fits in there. Yeah. So the way I've done the insulation is the right way if you want a little more room.
Yeah.
And my first impression when we showed up the 20-footer, now that's my fault. I didn't read the description. I just thought the camera angle was from a bedroom. I thought I was getting a 40-footer. Man, the 20-foot made me very sad when I pulled in.
It's too small to really stay in. It has to be like a work area or an office. It's not. It was not bedroom material at all.
It's like when you're a kid and your parents put up a pop tent in the backyard and you think, oh, that's fun. But I've lived on pull-down beds already. They're never comfortable. They're always a seam all night long poking at you.
Yeah.
It did feel claustrophobic. It came down, you were wedged, and you couldn't even roll out.
Because you would hit the window.
You would hit the window, which had moisture. It was not what I wanted.
Yeah, so the bed would have been wet because it did have moisture.
So, and then I'll say this about the Airbnb person here. Originally, I thought I might have been on the hook when I was so unhappy. Plus, the AC was broken. I'm worn out with the heat. I can't just accept.
Yeah.
I could do that back there. And Leah said, while I'm all spun up in an emotional state, she said, "Oh, look at the horses. They look just like Blaze."
They did.
They do.
I was
and I'm
like twins.
Oh, I could be on my own farm sweating at 84 degrees in the pop-up trailer right now and have my horse 20 feet away. I don't care.
I was trying to preoccupy
She was trying to, and it's when they're not your kids, you don't care about them. I was like, my horses are better than those horses by a long shot.
It was their doppelgangers.
It was. There was. So, anyway, long story short, the Airbnb host, who was Kenneth, did come through. And it took a little bit. When you're in a hotel and you go ring the front desk and there's a person that pops up, that's service. And even the bed and breakfast, when we stay at a full bed and breakfast, not an Airbnb where you're just renting people's places, is better, superior service. So Katie House is our go-to there in Smithville, and by far and away, plus the breakfast in the morning that's like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the hotels are usually 8 out of 10s. We've had some really good ones, but even resort prices, we've had some bad ones. Well, I've had worse than this. Moldy ACs, and that wasn't this place.
That was in Michigan. Oh, it was terrible.
It was awful. But so the first one, too small. So that's my first impression. I can't do. And then I thought, well, what could I put in a 20-footer? I think if you had a little Walden pond and you wanted just an escape for the weekend, you and a partner, you would have a bed, you would have a field potty that you'd take your waste with you, and then you could make it much more glass, and I think it would be a good retreat. Or if I was to do it, it would be a lawnmower, and I'd turn it into a yard container. Literally, that's all the room it is. And
I just don't think having the bed by the door is a very good idea. They should have.
And it's the only place it could be.
Well, they could have.
If you're going to put a full-size bathroom in a 20-foot container, a third of the container's gone immediately in a bathroom. And then they did what they did here, where there were chairs and tables, a lot of sitting spaces, but none of them were very functional. You were looking at a wall every time. You weren't even looking out of windows on some of them. The one you did. Anyway. Hey everybody, we drove all the way to Waco. This would be our first shipping container home to ever stay in, which is probably bad because that's what I'm building, right? But the experience was a 1 out of 10. Very bad experience. It could have been worse, I guess. So let me rotate. So this was the blue bonnet room. Construction wise, I would say not a big deal, right? But the mini split doesn't work. And have we ever had a mini split work, Leah?
No, and the problem is it shoots the air, but from here back, it doesn't matter if it was working. I don't think it would cool this place down at all.
Listen, it's dripping cold, but no fan. And look, none of the lights. This is not the first time we've seen this.
No, the green light.
It's been 85 the whole time, and we followed all the instructions. So that now my shipping container, because it's high walls, and I also built with post construction along the wall, is much bigger. And lastly, because I'm used to working in my 40-footer, I made an assumption where I'm standing here is a bedroom, and this was like the kitchen, bath, and whatnot. That's not true. This is in its entirety. This was a bed, and that's it's kind of cool. There's the TV behind this, but it pinches. Leah got pinched right away, so and we couldn't get in. The doors wouldn't let us in.
It bruised me too.
Also, not only is it our first shipping container, but it's our first Airbnb in a long time. So the bathroom area felt big enough, to be honest. Anyway, the galley kitchen, that's sweet. Anyway, I'm going to put this up, but listen, I can't stay where there's not air. That's my problem on the farm. I'm way overheated all the time. So Leah and I were a little frustrated here. I'm wearing a smile, but I'm not feeling the smile I'm wearing. Construction-wise, it's okay. You know, it's okay. We took a look. I'll walk up on the balcony. All right, and this was my first thing in Texas. Everything in metal, super hot. So this was really narrow. And it's cute. Like, you know, if I was a teenager, this would be really cute. And, you know, the view's amazing. But boards are up, and I don't know. You know, this is... I'm building a 1,000-year house to avoid exactly these kind of problems. And I'm much happier with my construction than I am with this. This isn't bad, but... I am building a shipping container house that will last 1,000 years, and wow, you know, this was eye-opening in some respect. When I complained about the AC not working, and I said, "Do you have anything else here?" And they said, "Sure, the one next door," which happened to be a 20-footer. I went in and I said, "It's occupied." I said, "What are you doing?" And they said, "No, the other side," which was a 40-footer, and that's the one we stayed in. Yeah. It changed my whole attitude.
It was nice.
This is nice. I walked in now. It's shiplath, which we've seen many a times. It's trendy here in Texas, and especially in Waco with Chip and Joanne. It worked out.
Very pleasant. It really is.
It was clean, neat, clean. We walked in, and the AC was what it should be. It was 69 or 72 in here. It was already on for us.
But even if that AC would have worked, the position that it was in, I don't think it would have cooled the whole place very evenly.
Well, and as she pointed out, with it condensing on the window, it just felt unhealthy, to be honest. Yeah. You know, like, it was too much air in that thing. It was making condensate. And this, there's been no condensate. I saw no condensation at all. And the shower cleared out right away, too. Yeah. And they did have a vent on the shower with a heater, too. But they had a crank window that I could open up. So, if you're going to do a shipping container, you need to stay in a couple of them first, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I jumped in deep, but I knew I was going to put two together and make a great room, and I've been thinking about the great room and how beneficial that'll be for me. And one half will be a workshop for me with a pool table that I'll use as a table, and the other half will be a good theater living room with real sofa and a fireplace and all that. Which you couldn't fit all of that in here. The TV felt too close to me. Leah said she was used to it, but I felt almost dizzying because this big TV, which the camera is where the TV is, and I can look, you know, I lean forward, I touch you. So you're 5 foot away max, and it was a lot of TV for me.
But there's really nowhere else to put it.
There wasn't. It was in the right place, and this was cool build out once I knew how to get it up. It's a built-in high-low station for a computer workstation that somebody got from Walmart for $130. Put it in a box, set the TV in it instead. That's
It's
pretty
a
cool.
Great idea.
They did a good job. And how much cheaper would that be than the real TV, right? So there's been some creative touches here. I think if you weren't used to rural life and you pulled in here, even though it's busy around this spot, the horses, the campus isn't too bad. It is a religious campus, and so. But the store's nice. The people are nice. It didn't feel, and I know in Waco talking about a religious campus is a little off-putting, but it didn't feel cultish, I'll tell you that. It felt more like an industrial people, like an Amish kind of people, Pentecostal perhaps, or maybe Southern Baptist. They're a little old school. The gal that helped us, Steph, was a young girl, but dressed in a jean skirt kind of a thing with her hair up. So, but going back to the Connex, 40 foot's mandatory for me. I'm doing the walls right. By turning the 2x4s on the side, I went from 7.5-inch walls to 3-inch walls. I saved 4 inches right there. But I feel like I've done more, like saved a foot compared to here. Again, I couldn't do that and touch the other side of mine. It's a full queen bed plus an end table plus a little bit. Which I think will make a difference. Plus, I built in the, Leah talked about the lighting. I think having the stained glass windows really makes that place much more pleasant than even this place. They have more ceiling lights.
You have the color and the pop and the light comes through it, which is nice.
Yeah, which feeds onto the wall. So if I do, with the Venetian plaster, that diamond, which is the white, if I decide that's, and then the sea green that we got is like a real light mesquite color. It's a vivid green, but not. The undertones would be
very earthy.
Earthy. Yeah, everything I got was earthy. This is white on white, which isn't my favorite. With black furniture, which I've seen a lot. So I'm enjoying my cedar better than this.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I went from disappointed to super happy. Some places they put the floor long ways in these, and they say it stretches it out. But I'm going to be honest, I didn't notice the floors are vertical here. I don't think it's a small thing. I don't think you can optically trick people.
Well, because it blends in, you can't even tell. I didn't even really know which way it was going until I just looked down.
Yeah, it does. The floor choice is a good choice for the black and white. It was a light gray, fake vinyl. So no kitchen. Stove, but it had the microwave.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh my gosh.
No kitchen stove. But mine, so when I build the galley kitchen, mine, a third of my 40-footer will be the kitchen, where this is just 7 feet of kitchen, where mine will be maybe 20 feet of kitchen, 18 feet, then a full pantry that you'll go into, then a little bonus room that could be storage, and then the mechanical room where the solar will be. So I think overall the design will work. And then the way I'm doing it with the Southwest Adobe, I could always put a veranda on the back and put in the washer dryer in the back, for example, because it doesn't freeze often enough here. I think I'd be okay.
Yeah.
All right, there is a living room. Oh, this is interesting. I like the little beanbag chair. This thing. Any ideas? Any guesses? Doesn't open, doesn't this. It looks like a thermostat. There's a TV missing, though, in this room. I'm convinced somehow that's related to a TV. So maybe I have to take that furniture off of there and open up the TV. That's one thing I don't like about shipping container homes is all of the compartmentalizing that goes on and the minimalizing. That's really cool. I think I do like my design better. There's a mini split that's working. And it's not noisy. I think the mini split technology has a way to go. Full-size sofa. For my eyesight, to be honest, I'm going to be honest. For my eyesight, that distance is probably perfect for a TV. But my viewing will be done in the main hall. The galley kitchen with the floating shelves, those are nice. I don't like to have to do a lot of dishes. I like that, but I do like to cook. So there's no cook stove here. See, this is just an Airbnb. Got a little microwave right there, that's it. Little tiny refrigerator. Mine's a little bigger than that. I would say adequate seating. Going down the hallway into the bedroom. Now the bedroom doesn't really have room for anything. My bedroom does a little more than this bedroom. We'll open up, get some light in here. Again, the way I've designed it with the post, it feels like I have a full foot more area than what I'm seeing in this particular shipping container. This one's a 40-footer. The other one was a 20-footer. Man, was I upset. But this part of the Airbnb has pillows and sheets and a real bed and AC that works, all the good stuff. So that's it for design. They're very simplistic, aren't they? Maybe that's part of the charm. Location probably matters for these more than anything else. So, and with that, I want to just say thanks for watching. Yeah. I'm satisfied with the experiment. Would you stay in another shipping container?
This size, not the other one.
And it would be a different location. That's the thing about shipping containers. It's location specific.
Yeah.
If this was in a more like a downtown city area, it would not appeal to me. I would
like at the beach, we would do it.
At the beach, I would do a 20-footer at the beach if that was my view, and the bed was different. Yeah. A little farther. We were literally up against the main window doors to go out, which also felt a little insecure too. Yeah. So, anyway, yes, we'll do it again. I'll look. When I looked in Texas for shipping container bed and breakfast or Airbnbs, I saw like 6, which surprised me. I don't feel like Airbnb had the right filters for me to say I want this structure. It had like a frame and it had. Eventually, I found one of these. I think by scrolling, I think I said tiny home. That's what I said.
And then that would be the wooden ones.
It was a lot more wooden ones, and I don't want to stay in a converted chicken coop. I'm going for a 1,000-year house. So, anyway, I went from very disappointed, and I probably won't edit around it much. You could see my disappointment. To as I'm exiting here, I'm real happy, and I'll let the Airbnb host know. Now, good thing they had another accommodation, right?
Yeah, we were packing up and we were getting ready to leave.
3-hour drive back, and I would have just emotional. It was with the drought here. I'm at an emotion. I am.
I know. I get it.
It doesn't take much to just spin me anyway as a human being. The YouTube version of me is an approved version. I edit around the swearing and the fit. And but I would have been super emotional to drive back, being that disappointed. So
by that time, I think we were both I wasn't even talking. I was so worn out. I'm like, I'm tired.
Well, it started with the Ford. We use this truck all the time. You plug your phone and and it always, but it doesn't always work. 1 out of 3 times, it's like it just doesn't even know the phone, and it's never heard of this internet thing. And
I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen.
I hit the little button. Most of the time, I hit the button on the thing. I'll say, play Jelly Roll. And boom, it launches YouTube. Boom. And I hit that, and it says, well, you can play it on Spotify, and you can play it on this, and YouTube. And then it'll say, you need to install the app. You worked not more than a week ago. And then it started magically working a third of the way in the truck.
Every time I would get out of the truck, it would work. It's like,
you're driving, and you're already on the road because you plugged this in. It always works. It wouldn't even work with the navigation. The map was gone. And so I pulled over 3 times on back roads, which were super narrow. It wasn't even safe. And so by the time we left our little Smithville town, we were already stressed. Yeah. And then, so by the time we arrived here, we just wanted to check in. I wanted AC. I wanted to be cooled down. And none of that was there. And so...
but this was really good.
This was nice. So now I'm exiting refreshed. Had a couple of good showers. My beard's back in shape. I'm not feeling like an old scruffy dude.
Cece at the Man Tune-Up place.
Yeah, she used straight razor, man. I'm going to go back to her, and that's the way I'm going to do this thing, just to keep it.
It's hard on the thing. It's a salon for men called The manly tuna.
The manly tuna.
Yeah, it was cool.
You know, I got a little shake so I don't shave straight, and I cut myself a lot.
She did
it with a straight razor.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the risk factor too. Whenever a woman can hold a razor knife to your neck, there's a little, you know, palpitation of the heart. That's enjoyable. So
she wasn't trying to kill you, though.
No, she did a great job. But nonetheless, she could have easily. I saw her eyeballing Leah like, how much is he worth? You know, like, give my insurance. But Leah said, no, don't let him do him in. Yeah. But anyway, I'm happy to stay here. Like, subscribe, follow us along. Do you have any last thoughts?
No, I'm looking forward to the waffle breakfast.
Yes, I am too.
Who is that called? Waffle?
Oh, yeah. Well, Waco Waffle Company.
Waco Waffles.
But you found a different one. Anyway, we'll find breakfast. That's what it won't
Like
be
and
Cracker Barrel.
subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Bye.